What up, speed addicts? I haven't been doing much to the Nissan, obviously because I've been working on the Supra. But in this episode, I'm gonna tell you guys what's in the future for the Nissan. Stick around. All right, as some of you guys know, I've sold a turbo kit. If you are new to the channel, I may put a link up here or over here where you can see me taking the old fabricated turbo kit off and sell it to my buddy on the outskirts of Fayetteville, North Carolina. But I'm going to explain the few items that I've already purchased. These are some big items that I've already purchased for this build, and it's going to take the Nissan to the next level. Let's show you what I'm working with. All right, guys, let's start with my personal objective for the Nissan. I bought the Nissan over about 12 years ago. I bought it like a year or two before my daughter was born. I went through a bunch of different motor combinations and I end up settling with the V8 for obvious reasons. You can get them in the junkyard for like 400 bucks. I got the LQ9, which is the high output 6-liter. It comes factory with 340 horsepower, 380 foot-pounds of torque. I spent like $400 on it. I know a lot of people hate on the LS platform, but this is America, okay? There are so many of these motors in a local junkyard for $400, you just can't beat it. I mean, it's almost like if you can't beat them, join them. In this case, I joined them. My goal was to have a fast street car. It's not a drag car. It's that car that my wife is like, hey man, can you go to, can you go to, and she don't talk like this, by the way, but you know how it is as guys. This is how we picture our women or other women talking to us. Hey babe, can you go to Hobby Lobby and get me some wood glue? It's like, yeah, babe, the day's nice. I'm gonna take the 240 out for a ride. So I'm cruising down the street, minding my own business. And then I look in my rearview mirror and I see a Hellcat. And I'm like, oh snap, this is my opportunity to race somebody. Yes, racing is illegal, but for those in the car community, we enjoy it. So that's what that car is for. I want the car to be able to beat a 600. When I say 600cc motorcycle, which with the old turbo I had, which was a small 76, had a really, really small turbine housing with a 3-inch downpipe. I was able to pull on one of them. I was side by side, believe it or not, side by side with a Hellcat. And hopefully in the future of these videos, I can get more content like that so that you guys can see it. So the people that don't believe it, I'll have the proof. I wanted to take it a little bit further. I wanted to be a car that when I go to the drag strip, I have something like anti-lag or two-step, which helps you launch the car better. I wanted something on the highway where, for the most part, if I run the 90% of the cars I run across, I'm pretty confident I can wax. So let me show you the first modification that will help that out. Wow! What is this? I'm gonna explain it. What we have here is a VS Racing Turbo. If you know anything about turbochargers on the low buck market, Variant has basically the best turbos on the market. This thing is humongous. A few stats. It is an 80 millimeter. It's got the polished inlet. It's got the billet compressor wheel. It has a 3-inch outlet. Guys, this turbo right here is capable of 1,150 flywheel horsepower. Just to put it in perspective, the other little turbo I had that was breaking traction at like 60 miles an hour and below was only a 76 millimeter. And that turbo was roughly capable of like 800 horsepower. This one right here, 1,150. I don't think I'm ever gonna be making that kind of power. To be honest with you, 500 horsepower on this little small chassis was enough, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you put this motor in a light chassis like this with a turbo, especially being automatic where it feels like it's just pulling and pulling and pulling, then you really don't know what you're getting into. Like I said, the car was bouncing on 600 cc's before, and with this turbo, I'm hoping to be at least close to like some 750s, you know, maybe some 900s, I don't know, but we're gonna find out. It is a divided T4 flange, so that should help with spool. The turbine housing, which is this section right here, this cast piece, that is a 110 turbine housing. Most people that do this kind of turbo own a LS swap They always use what they call like a bigger frame size turbo housing, which is the T6. They usually use a T6 with a 1.32 turbine housing. The rule of thumb, just to make it simple, cause I'm not really a smart guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like a barely smart guy. Jenny, I love you. Most people run the bigger housing, which means it slows down the spool, but it has less back pressure when you start pushing the boost up to get the full potential of the turbo. I went with the 110 housing. The way I look at it is that turbo I had on there before, it was real small. It had a .96 turbine housing. It spooled up quick. And for the first time in my life, I liked the fact that it spooled up quick, and it was more than enough power for what I was doing with it. I was only running 10 pounds. I don't got no cam. There was no ethanol on it. I mean, I probably could have ran that thing to about 20, 25 pounds of boost, been making like 650 plus, 750 plus, I don't know. But it was fast enough the way it was, so that's why I decided to do this housing. But it's still not as big as the big boy. It's kind of like in between to help with spool up. This outlet, guys, we're going from a 3-inch to guess what? 4-inch. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to get real nifty and real thrifty for the downpipe exit. But what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking about having the turbo sit here and the downpipe coming across through here and then exiting out there. I still do want to run exhaust through the back. I'm a big fan of mechanical exhaust cutouts. So let me show you that real quick. This is the 4-inch exhaust cutout. I like this design, to be honest with you. Thanks to my boy Mike Jones. I was gonna get an electric cutout, but from his expertise in going fast since like the age of 16, he basically talked me into trying these out. The 4-inch ones are hard to come by. Nobody really has them local. I ended up having to get it from China. I take that back. Somebody does have it local. When I say local, USA, not China. But like the price was like over $100 more. And I said, bump that junk. If it come in, smell like soy sauce, I'm gonna take my chances, even though I gotta wait like a month for it to get here. But make a long story short, it's got a diaphragm on it right here that's kind of set up like an internal wastegate. Boost reference come into here. It pressurizes this little chamber here. It extends this arm. And when that arm extends, it opens up. It starts to open up around like 5 PSI. Of course, we're gonna be running a minimum of 10. So that's gonna work. There will be more fabricating on this. I will be, once again, making my own turbo kit. I'm doing this one a little bit different than the one that I sold to my buddy. But you guys are gonna want to subscribe to the channel and like it and stick around, because once again, we got a lot more fabrication. I got a lot more cars coming to the garage. The channel's gonna get real interesting. Let me go to another item that I'm installing on this. Wow, this is another vital key component of the turbo build. This thing, if you don't know much about turbos, I'm sure a lot of people that watch this channel do, this is considered a wastegate. All this thing does is bleed off the pressure on the turbine housing side to help regulate your boost. This is a no-name brand wastegate, so you can hate on me if you think that I should have spent, you know, $500 on the wastegate. This thing was under $100, and it's basically a simple design. I'm one of them cats, man, that I have a lot of faith in people copying somebody else's design and basically making it themselves. The only thing they're changing is maybe the material. I haven't taken it apart, but just looking at it, I mean, it looks pretty daggone nice, to be honest with you. So this is gonna be a 2-inch inlet here. From the research that I've done, a 50 millimeter should be enough to regulate the boost. When I say regulate the boost, I'm more concerned with low boost, like 10 pounds or so, just cruising around. I probably could have upgraded to a 60, but a 60 is huge. And having a V8 in the S chassis with the turbo, room is not your friend. So we'll see how this works. If it don't work, then it's my fault. I fabricate, so I better cut this mess off, put a new one on, or put a second one on, put 2 44s on it or something. But this is the wastegate of choice. I will let you know if it works out. I think it will. And then there is one more item that I'm gonna install on this. This is the most expensive item. This is, actually I take that back, I got 2 more items, but they kind of go pair and pair. But this next item I'm about to show you is, I mean, it's the brains of the operation, literally. So let me go grab it real quick. Can you see the name? Can you see that? If you can't see that, let's open it up and see what we got to put on the Nissan. Check this out. What we have here is
the Terminator Max.
This here is a standalone computer. The good thing about this Holley Terminator Max is this is like the next level of standalone computers in the industry. This computer, the reason this computer is so awesome, for a couple of reasons. One reason, this thing has a self-learn feature. When I say self-learn feature, it's as easy as whatever you want your AFRs or your air-fuel ratio to be, you can input it into the spreadsheet. You can control the percentage of how much the computer adjusts fuel or subtract fuel. And basically, the computer will try and target the AFR that you put into the spreadsheet. Some people call it self-tuning. You know, I'm special, so that's what I call it, but it's called like learn fuel. Anyways, it's gonna make tuning a whole lot easier. And with it being a standalone, it can do whatever you want. We talking about anti-lag, we talking about fail-safes for boost. We're talking about all kind of maps. We can do a bunch of things where we can configure what we want. I don't know if rolling anti-lag is one of those things. I have to look into that. This is the future right here. This is the future. But let me also show you what else it comes with. All right, guys, I'm not gonna open all this stuff up, but these are some of the things that comes in this Holley, which once again, this is the reason why Holley is at the top of the food chain, at least in the LS platform. And I think they actually make stuff for Fords also. This junk comes with a complete wiring harness. All right, if you into the import world, get you an AEM, get you a Mega Squirt, get you any of that stuff, and it don't come with this. It don't come with no wiring harness. You have to make your own stuff. But this comes with a wiring harness, fuse block, relays. It comes with all your appropriate pigtails. It comes with a wideband O2 sensor. All your tuning is done off of this one sensor. But I picked up this. This is the alternator harness. You will need this if you are gonna be driving your stuff on a daily. And then also, I mean, let me show you what else this junk come with, because this will be a game changer. This will be the kind of stuff that people are like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it because it comes with this. Let me show you what it comes with too.
I had to run all the way back to make the UPS truck because I knew you wouldn't see it. I'm gonna phone here, but there's a bunch of packages outside. I gotta go run back for the kids.
Okay. Hey, hold on, Pookie. Get back here, Pookie. Come here. Come here. No, come here. Come here. Shh. Be quiet. Whoa. Oh, that ain't animal abuse. She was wiggling. That ain't animal abuse. But where were we? Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. The Terminator X little bitty 3.5 touchscreen. You don't even need your laptop. You can do whatever you want from this screen right here. If that ain't a game changer, I don't know what is. And then since I'm running the Holley Terminator Max, this isn't the base model. This is one step above. The Max is meant for using a 4080 transmission. So because of that, it comes with a 4080 harness. So this harness is a plug and play to my factory transmission. And with that being said, not only can I tune the computer, but I can also tune the transmission. So I'm pretty stoked on this. But guess what? I ain't done.
But wait, there's more.
There's one more item that's gonna complete this puzzle. Let me show you real quick. And what's in this box right here is gonna juice up the 240. Let me open it up. Wow, what in the world is that? Good gracious, boy, you know what this is? Let me let you know what this is. This right here, I'm happy about this. Can you see my reflection in there? This junk right here is the Holley like 6.8 or 6.9 or 7.0. It's roughly 7 inches is nice. That's what it is. This junk right here is the Holley Dash. Okay, if you've seen a couple of my videos, this old tire 1989 Nissan 240 dash cluster, man, it only goes up to 110. And if you've seen from a couple of my video clips, it will peg 110 like it ain't nothing. okay? And I've always dreamt of having a cluster that at least go to 160, you know what I mean? Or at least like 160 or 180, you know what I'm saying? I'd be happy if it went to 140, but it didn't. Well, now, with this screen right here, it's got a bunch of custom parameters. I forget how many screens it got, but it's got a bunch of different screens that I can choose from as far as, you know, putting different information on, whether it's RPM, whether it's speed, whether it's AFRs, whether it's coolant temp, whether it's fuel pressure. It don't matter. I can control this, and I can also put custom backgrounds. So you know your boy gonna put something like the Speed Addicts logo in the background of this junk. But this is like the value of like $1,000. And I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it when Adam was here in our first video that we ever made. There is something on Facebook. It's our little secret. It's not for everybody, but if you like to gamble and you like to play the lottery, well, guess what? You got a better chance at winning on this Facebook site, and it's called Day-to-Day Deals. My boy Brett Livingston. Anyway, my boy Brett, he got a nasty daggone Z06. He told us about it when we went to World Cup finals. Adam took it to the next level, and he's been playing it. And believe it or not, he won the waffle, okay? He won the waffle. It was a $60 entry fee, and guess what? We got a $1,000 item for $60. Me and Pookie, we happy. Ain't that right, Poo Poo? Yeah, she said yeah. So look, fam, I'm gonna cut it off there. I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to give everybody an update. I'm not gonna go into detail of everything, but make a long story short, the 240 is gonna be faster than it's ever been. My ultimate goal was to run a 9-second quarter-mile pass. I could have done that with the 76, but I decided to get rid of it. I'm also doing the cam. So if you watch my videos, you know anything about the LS industry, put a comment below what kind of cam you think I'm gonna get. I'm thinking about possibly a Summit Racing Stage 2 cam, maybe a Stage 3, to be honest with you. I don't want a Stage 3. You know, you got a bunch of scientific aspects and all that crap out there to try to sell you something, but to dumb it down, the bigger the cam, the more top end power it's gonna make, meaning that the power band goes more closer to the top end of the RPM, and you guarantee lose torque. So doing something like a Stage 3, I'm only revving this thing to 6,500 RPMs. In my mind, what's the purpose of going to a Stage 3 if, for example, it makes power to 75 and you lose torque? I don't know. I want something streetable. I want something fast. I got valve springs already. Put a comment below on what kind of cam you think I should run. Thank you for chiming in, man. I love everybody that watched the video. I know it's like 10 people. I'm doing what I got a passion for. I got a passion for working on stuff like this. I got a passion on working on stuff like this. I also got a passion on looking out for my car buddies. After the Supra's done, we may have another Supra to work on. We got another 240 to work on. This one here is a right-hand drive with a Cadillac motor in it, built 500 horsepower. I mean, your boy is blessed right now. So I want to share my blessing to you guys by trying to entertain you, try to make some great content. And in the meantime, subscribe, hit the like button. Through all this commotion, get your concealed carry, get you some ammo, because it's getting real out there, fellas. For my people, not all of us agree with these jokers out there tearing up daggone semi-trucks and busting out car windows of people that's just driving through trying to go to work and stuff. So, man, we need more love in this country. Pray for the country. Pray for those that are in the hospital right now with this COVID-19. These people in the hospital going through a traumatic experience with nobody to help them out. They ain't got nobody to stay by their side or hold their hands. Do the best you can do. I love you. See you next time.